welcome back to Namibia. Today we are trading in the animals of Etosha and the waves of the Skeleton Coast for the red dunes of Sossusvlei. But first, we've got to get there, and there's some beautiful road along the way. We are Eric and Ash, and for the next 6 weeks, we're going to be traveling through Namibia and Botswana. We've got a ton of adventures planned for this trip, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see more about our escapades in Southern Africa, or to learn more about our lives as expats living in Saudi Arabia. Let's get to it.
Well, this is new. Never seen landscape quite like this. We are at the Tropic of Capricorn, which is the furthest point south that at some point in the year the sun can be directly overhead. It's at about 23 degrees south. There's not a whole lot of places you can see a sign like this because a lot of the Tropic of Capricorn is in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Looks like there have been a lot of people here.
Lots and lots. People are coming too.
We decided to stop in the little town of Solitaire, which turns out to be kind of a little touristy place, but it's a stop to get gas, and they had a little restaurant, so we decided to get some food here. But it's a cute little place that has tons of tourists here. I mean, I'm a tourist too, so I can't really complain. We made it to our campsite. Our tree has these little pods in it, and one just fell, and nature's maracas. We are staying in the Sossusvlei campsites just inside of the Sossusvlei Park.
The biggest advantage to staying at this campsite is that you actually get early access to the park. Now, the normal gates don't open until 7:45 tomorrow morning, but because we're already in the park, we can leave the campsite at 6:45, which gives us about an hour before sunrise, so we can actually catch the sunrise in Sossusvlei, which is about a 45 minute drive from here. I think we're just gonna hang out here around camp, make some dinner, and so I think it's time for us to set up our truck. We often like making really quick meals. We've been doing pasta, we've been doing things like bacon and eggs for dinner. But tonight, since we do have a little more time, we are actually making Indian food. We brought our pressure cooker with us, and we've made Indian food a couple of times on this trip already. And since we've got some time to kill, the pressure cooker is running, and in about an hour, we're gonna have some dal makhani.
Now it's time for dinner. Good morning from Namibia. We are spending the day exploring the dunes around Sossusvlei and trying to stay warm. Got my blanket for in between getting out of the car to take pictures.
We are on our way to Deadvlei, and there's a little bit of a hike, and so therefore a little bit of sand on the way to get there.
Ready! There's a home. Somebody's home.
Who's home?
I don't know. Maybe a mouse.
She's social media-ing.
Follow us on Instagram too.
Deadvlei used to have a lot of water, but thousands of years ago, the water dried up as the sand dunes moved in, leaving these trees to be petrified because of the lack of water. And so now you have all these dead trees and the beautiful red sand dunes all around them.
It's a landscape photographer's paradise. There are people all the way up there. It's a lot of climbing. Well, they didn't go straight up that because that's a very steep hill, but that's a lot of walking on sand. Some of the dunes in this area reach up to like 400 meters, which is like 1,200 or 1,300 feet. That is a giant pile of sand. Pro tip for spending time at this place. Come as early as you can get here, and then plan to spend quite a bit of time here, because over the course of the morning, the landscape has changed. It went from most things being in shadows except one of the big dunes to now the sun is up, making the dunes a different color, as well as bringing in shadows and using the trees to get some cool shadow photos. So it just changed as we spent the morning here.
While we've been watching the sunrise over the dunes, there's been an oryx over on one of the other dunes. Check it out. We made it back to the car, and the parking lot has definitely filled up, so my recommendation would be to make this your first stop. It's really cool with all the ways the shadows change anyway, so get here early and enjoy it. Now we are going to make a snack. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll make our way slowly back towards our campsite.
We're about to walk over to the Sossusvlei pan, but from where we are, like 200 meters from it, it looks a little bit like it has water in it. This is Sossusvlei, not a mirage. There is really water there.
The dunes here in Sossusvlei are bright red. They're red, which means they're old. In fact, this is one of the oldest deserts in the world. Now, the reason that they're red is there's a lot of iron that is still here after it has oxidized, making all the dunes around us red instead of white, which often signifies that it's a younger desert.
If you're a fan of our channel, you will know that we love to get some cool shots with our drone. But as you can see, that's not possible here in Sossusvlei, so we're gonna take a helicopter instead. This was our first helicopter ride ever, and we got to experience it in a helicopter with the doors off, which was a little bit intimidating. And we're off! The plan for our tour was to fly out over the dunes above famous parts of Deadvlei and Sossusvlei and fly all the way to the coast. As we approached the coast, the air temperature dropped tremendously. It was so cold. We spend a lot of time in the desert, but we've never experienced it quite like this. This is beautiful. It was cool to see Sossusvlei and Deadvlei from the air after spending the morning exploring it on foot. It looks much smaller from above. Sunset was an excellent time to do a helicopter ride. Look at that golden color. And just like that, we came into land at the end of our tour. In the words of Dash from The Incredibles, that was totally wicked! I can't believe that thing flies. We're back at the car after that amazing trip in the skies. I 100% recommend trying out a helicopter tour if you ever get the chance, because that was a cool way to see some of those giant dunes, and just to see how vast they are was spectacular. So I think I may have to try this everywhere I go. Might get a bit expensive though. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a like. And if you've tried a helicopter tour before, where did you do your helicopter tour so I can plan my next one? As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!